the boy mom phenomenon. This is now a trend on TikTok. A lot of people are talking about this, but this is not necessarily a new phenomenon. And so this video is looking at the pick-me woman to boy mom pipeline because they have something in common, and that is internalized misogyny.
Boy moms.
You are his mom, his first love, his first friend. You'll be his
First kiss.
We are going to pretend we didn't hear that.
There's just something so different about raising a boy. I can't explain. I wish I was a boy mom. I tried 4 times, now I have 4 girls. Hopefully they never see that you commented this.
Ooh! This is like when moms keep having children because they keep having daughters and they want to have a son. And I'm not saying it's every mom, but I feel like the majority of them are like that because they think that having a boy is better than having a girl. There's a lot of them, all right? There's a lot of them because a lot of women have internalized misogyny. A lot of women have been convinced that it is superior to have sons. And when they have sons, they develop an unhealthy relationship with those sons because they never had healthy relationships with men. They were never treated as they should have been. And so they look at their relationship with their son as the opportunity to get the things that they never had.
I think my parents did a really good job. I'm very proud of my sisters and I. But sometimes I have this thought, what if my sisters and I were all boys? Would my mom have treated us completely different or raised us completely different?
Because for some reason, it seems that some moms go absolutely feral as soon as they have a baby boy.
A mom who has a boy has a normal relationship with their child that is healthy and nice and nurturing, and the way that they raise their boy is completely normal. They let their child have free range when it comes to having friends, so they're not thinking about how they're going to hate their future daughter-in-law or anything like that because they are a child and they are not yet in that phase of their life.
And also, being a mom to a boy means that you are raising your son and not viewing them as better than you would your daughter, like if you have a daughter. It's raising a child who happens to be a boy. And now granted, there are ways that you need to raise your son that will be different than raising your daughter. Namely, raising your son to not be a toxic, misogynistic because you are birthing a boy into a patriarchal society, and so part of your responsibility is raising your son right.
The boy mom hates any future female that is going to be even in 5 feet of their boy's proximity of breathing and living. These boy moms are making TikToks about their future partners, about how they're going to hate their future daughters-in-law, how they want to badly be the first kiss of their boys. It's giving no boundaries. It's giving internalized misogyny.
It is emotionally incestuous. That's what it is. Yeah, so on the other side of the coin, you have men who are very controlling of their daughters, who make it clear from when they're born that they are the number one man in their life. It's also not good, okay? It's also like very patriarchal, very misogynistic. Like the first man that they pledge themselves to, the first and really only man that they have as number one, as their great love, is their father. It's sick. Just be normal, people.
When your boy turns into an adult man, they have every right to bring home whoever the hell that they want. As long as they're in a happy, healthy relationship, that's all that should matter.
Worst
Who
combination
cares
of
if they're
words.
eating takeout? But according to these boy moms, that is not enough. Teaching my son how to cook so he's not impressed by your frozen pizza daughter. Making sure my son can cook so he's not impressed by your daughter's Stouffer's lasagna. This mother's intent isn't to genuinely teach her son basic survival skills that everyone should know. First of all, everyone should learn how to cook or else you will die. But the intention is to belittle the future woman that her son will most likely date.
They genuinely fear the day that their son becomes independent and chooses a partner because they are overly jealous and possessive.
And yes, there's a trend for that too. It's a song by Olivia Rodrigo, which first of all has to do with dating. It's her song Happier.
There are certain lyrics that these TikTok boy moms made go viral.
And now I'm picking her apart. Like cutting her down will make you miss my wretched heart. But she's beautiful. She looks kind. She probably gives you butterflies. I hope you're happy, but not like how you were with me. I'm selfish, I know. I can't let you go, so find someone great, but don't find no one better.
It is so weird to take lyrics that were written by a teenage girl and apply that to your relationship with your son.
Parents who show signs of having this type of dynamic with their kid, they don't really realize that they have that going on in their head and that type of relationship with their child. But very often, some of those boundaries get really blurred. But there's just something so specific about the toxic boy mom. They almost are so overprotective that they don't even let their boys have friends or crushes or anything like that. Just this morning, I ran into an Instagram reel.
Who was that? What do you mean? That fucking girl that you were talking to, Tony. Who else? Oh, it's because she said she liked my shoes. Because she liked your shoes? She's never seen a pair of shoes before? And what did you tell her? I just told her thanks.
What the hell? That's weird. Why are you mad that a little girl is talking to your kid?
Why are you filming that with your child? It is very weird. That's not okay.
OMG, yes, some girl gave my son a pink and purple bracelet and she said she was going to make him his own the next day. ... I had him take that tacky thing off and I said, let's see if she makes you one or not. 5 days have passed and still nada. Just like I thought, wishy-washy self. Get out of here with that mess. This grown-ass woman is talking that way about a little girl. Are you crazy? In Hispanic families where the girl is expected to almost be a second mom, clean up after everyone, cook for everyone, and the son does absolutely nothing, yet is praised time and time again by the mom.
This just speaks to the way that men versus women are treated. Women are still treated as the ones who are responsible, like in a marriage, who are responsible for the housekeeping, for raising the children. It doesn't matter if the woman is the breadwinner. Like, those are still the gender expectations, the gender roles. And it starts from when we are children.
We call them mi hijo no moms. Translates to basically, oh, my son wouldn't do that moms. Where it's these types of moms who are so delusional that they just think that their sons are these perfect angels, that whenever someone accuses their son of like, hey, I saw your kid smoking after church. Your kid just hit my kid. Why did I see your kid doing blah, 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 and this and that? And these moms are so delusional and put their sons so far on a pedestal that they're like, mi hijo no, my son would never do that. Mi hijo es un ángel. Meanwhile, with their daughters could
My
be
little
standing there and
angel.
existing, and they accuse them of, you're sneaking out, aren't you? You're a whore. This all leads back to them hating
Spooky Rice
women
Ball,
and
thank you for the
hating
prime.
themselves. These moms will jump through hoops, do double axle backflips, and land in the splits just to make sure that their kid is supposedly blameless. And yes, this even means that they will blame victims and deny believing the victims just because they cannot come to the reality that their kid can very much commit a heinous crime against other people because they're so convinced that their kid isn't capable of doing such things.
When I talk about the mi hijo no moms, they're the same moms who used to struggle with being pick-me's, and that perspective that they hold in their head and heart follows their kid up until adulthood. But the thing about these types of parents is that they fear the day that their kid seeks individuality and independence from them.
On the other side, there is the overly protective dad who gives the same type of energy as these toxic TikTok boy moms, but are girl dads. And it's the same thing. They're overly jealous, overly protective, or they don't let these girls go to social events. They don't make them have other friends. They don't let them have crushes or boyfriends, and will wear those cringy ass t-shirts of like, if you date my daughter, I have a shotgun.
Call the police.
Oh my god, yeah, those shirts.
We need to call the police.
Every line you see from TV, movies, or just dads online meeting the daughter's boyfriend for the first time and being like, yeah, just remember, I've got a shotgun.
When it comes to daughter-obsessed dads, I think we all can agree that it is just as the same as these toxic boy moms where they're projecting so hard. When it comes to the dad's case, it's because they fear that their daughter is going to end up with a partner who was or is exactly like him, fully aware of the type of men that they have in their own circle or have met before, and how cruel and depraved they have the capability of becoming, and knowing that they themselves have that capability as well. Seeing completely innocent and simple gestures such as their daughters wanting to play and explore with makeup, as them trying to be promiscuous. This also stemming from severe internalized misogyny and sexism. When it comes to toxic mother-in-laws, it's kind of the same thing, but just a little reversed, whereas toxic dads get in the way of their daughter finding a future partner.
Raising boys who are obsessed with me so their future wife can't say they're going to her side for the holidays. You people are so weird. Why are you raising your children to have any obsession whatsoever? Like, that word itself is creepy.
Toxic mothers
Freaks.
almost want to replace the partner that their son is currently with.
The amount of horrible stories I've seen on YouTube and TikTok of these monster-in-laws, they have interrupted weddings, made their daughter-in-law's birth about them. They are controlling their sons and single-handedly destroying these women's marriages just because they are still so possessive of their son. And this goes for both parents, not just these toxic TikTok boy moms. You normalizing this type of humor and behavior and these little TikTok sounds and trying to be cute and quirky with it, you are normalizing this type of behavior and relationship that is very toxic and disturbing.
It's not just being a toxic boy mom, it's putting it online, which we've had a million conversations about, exploiting their kids.
I love my 4 kids equally, but that last little boy just hits different.
I find it so ironic that these boy moms will always try to fight back with saying, you will never know what it's like to have a boy because you don't have one. But when you do, you will finally experience full, unconditional, real love. When I would argue, actually, you don't love your kid. You don't, and you don't love your son, and you don't love your daughter.
Like, that's what I mean too. That mom who posted that TikTok online, your children, your daughters can see that. You Oh, get ready with me videos. I talk about how much I hate my daughters because they're girls. Moms and dads, of course, but since we're talking about boy moms, you should not be jealous of other girls and women. Instead, what you should be doing is raising your son to treat those other girls and women respectfully, as equal, as worthy. Funky frog bait always makes me laugh, so I just want to watch this.
Love, except maybe steel reinforced concrete. But what happens when that love is twisted into...
Oh, no adult girl wants to raise the adult boy because you didn't. If you are not raising your son to grow up to be a respectful, good adult male, then those other girls and women who you are so jealous of and so worried about are going to have to deal with that.
This obsessive behavior towards their sons inhibits good parenting at best and dips its toes into the Freudian at worst, becoming especially alarming when these women also have daughters who suffer because of this extreme favoritism. While this mother and son dynamic is centuries old, the internet has a beautiful way of allowing weirdos to publicly incriminate themselves, pulling up the logs of their lives to reveal all the delicious, creepy crawlies.
This is not a new phenomenon, okay? This has been around forever because our society has been patriarchal since the beginning.
His first kiss, his first love, he's your little boy.
He's your little boy. It highlights a particular fixation that these toxic boy moms have
Your little
of being
boy.
their son's first love and using language that uncomfortably parallels romantic relationships. What's the difference? Well, according to the comment section underneath this video, having a son is completely different, a transcendental experience that girl birthers simply could never understand and boy moms refuse to explain.
Being a boy mom is the best feeling. It's truly falling in love. There's just something different about raising a boy heart. Can't explain.
No, please do explain. What's so different about it? I and the local authorities are incredibly curious. He is her last true love, which makes the dad what? The matchmaker? The ex? Last true love? What are we talking about?
True
I am a little
love,
boy,
first and last
I
true
always
love.
thought I wanted girls, but having a baby boy? It's something else.
No, I don't know. Maybe this is a hot take. I feel as if most people say that they want to have a son and are disappointed when they find out that they're having a girl because they think boys are superior. Like, being pissed off or disappointed when you find out you're having a daughter, not a son. I really hope that your daughter never finds that out. Like, if I found out that my parents were disappointed that I was a girl, I don't think I'd feel too good. I think that I might question my relationship with my parents.
There's nothing special about a baby boy versus a baby girl. It's a baby, a collection of fat rolls missing its kneecaps, a default starter human that hasn't even allocated its skill points yet.
I just wanted to watch a little bit of Funky Frog.
His whole life revolves around his mother.
I don't see anything wrong about it.
People don't understand my mom and I's relationship.
Jason, it's mommy!
Hey.
Jason is a mama's boy. They go on dates. She'll sit there and cuddle with him.
Yeah, make sure you get the middle back too, Mom.
I feel like I'm dating Matt and his mom. There are no boundaries. We don't have that intimacy anymore.
That's certainly spicy.
Yeah?
Feels like it's a competition. This girl that I love is pulling me one way, you calling me on the other hand, pulling me this way.
Well, it is a competition.
Who do you love the most, Emily or me?
I feel like Jason just is totally ignoring me basically every time we're together now. My relationship with my son is very strained. Justina has a lot to do with that.
His mom has to like me before we get engaged because she is gonna make the final call.
And that's a horrible feeling to have. This is your life.
You really need to take my son from me. His mom, like, I'm supposed to protect him. But it's just so hard, honey. Mom. You're my only one.
Oh, these moms.
Oh my God.
I don't know who she is.
What is your mom doing? Setting you up on a date?
I don't know. I don't know how to...
At the end of the day, I do feel sad for these toxic moms because it is sad. That doesn't mean that their behavior is excused, but it is sad because so many of these women never had good relationships with men or have ever felt as if they mattered, that they were equal in this world to men. And so they look at having a son as their opportunity to get those things that they never got.